of the Council of Governors, the conversations that you've had held at the summit with the President, and then also, of course, in the Council itself, and discussions that need to happen. What is it that counties are doing and have done so far in these 7 value chains to get the ball rolling, so that we move from the way the President is saying, we move from talk to action? What are counties doing to act on this?
Thank you, Eric, Your Excellency, and the private sector colleagues, governors, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Counties have been in this conversation since this government came to power. And not only have we been in the conversation, we've also been working backwards to ensure that whatever it is that is in the policies in the manifesto, especially of the government, and specifically to do with manufacturing and agriculture and trade, that we are ensuring that we are aligning our county integrated development plans to the BITA program of the national government, because that's the easiest way to get funding for the things that we require. Now, what most of us have heard is about the CAIPs. You have heard that we have the county aggregation and industrial parks, where we are partnering with the Ministry of Trade to set up industries, both at the small scale and medium and large scale at the county level. What you don't know is that this was an answer to prayer for very many counties. Kirinyaga, for example, had been talking about it for a very long time, but we never had the resources. So we had kept pushing it forward. Now this government came and made it the priority. So we're only required to put in a certain amount of money. The national government will provide and then give this support of the engagement with the private sector, both locally and internationally, so that to ensure that we have the markets. What are we doing? Apart from setting aside land for the industrial parks, which you have seen advertised and has been mentioned, and apart from ensuring that we have adequate land, not just for what we're building now, but for expansion in the future, all these county governments, and would have been more, Your Excellency, it's just that the notice was a bit short, and yesterday was Madaraka, but we're about 15. I'm trying to trace them. I was trying to see where they're sitting. All the county governments you're seeing here, and many that are, and the rest who are not here, we have all identified our value chains. We haven't just identified our value chains from drawing it from a hat. We have looked at what it is that we've been producing, and that which we really would need to move to the next level in terms of processing and value addition. I will give you an example of Kirinyaga, and it's not one of the value chains that's listed here, but avocado oil, I think, is avocado oil is one of the edible oils. And in Kirinyaga, for example, about 4 years ago, we started giving seedlings to farmers for hash and fuete, which has increased the production of avocado by over 4 times. Now, you will hear a lot of complaints about these avocados because, oh, there's no market, and when there is market, the price is very low. We are being exploited by the people that who've been brokers who've been coming to buy. But now, because of what we are doing with the industrial park, we are going to be expecting that we will have, for example, as an industry, someone aggregating at the industrial park for export, and also a medium-sized or large factory for processing avocado into oil that is used for cosmetics or is used for cooking. And we haven't just said that we are looking. We have been in the process of engaging potential investors. They're already knocking on our doors. When they hear there is an industrial park, people are coming and saying, I can do this. And we've done the same as well for the tomato value chain. Kirinyaga is one of the leading producer. It is the leading producer of tomatoes in the country, 60,000 metric tons, and we can do that twice a year. And a lot of that tomato, over 40% goes to waste, because we haven't been able to store. Until now, we finally see light at the end of the tunnel with the KIPES, because in the KIPES there will be the cooling facilities, Your Excellency, which you suggested that every industrial park must have to be able to store the tomatoes. So that's just in a nutshell. So working backwards for all the value chains that you have had here, and the governors will be speaking for themselves to tell you what it is that they are doing with respect to the specific crops that we are dealing with. But it's not just about agriculture. There's also the issue of manufacturing, for example, pharmaceutical. That doesn't require the production in agriculture. But I was just having a conversation with His Excellency just now in the holding room, telling him that he may be aware that this country imports saline water. We don't produce our own saline water. We import saline water. So every water that is used in hospital for drips or for eye drops, it's imported. Yet we have rivers. Between me and Governor Ses, we have Nyamindi River, which has the cleanest of. Why don't we have a saline water factory somewhere between Kirinyaga and Embu? That's an example. But this KIPES is a step towards that, and I must thank His Excellency for driving this agenda, and the minister, he really pushes us. And sometimes we complain, but we are getting there. We are getting to ensure that we are working backwards to provide what the farmers require, the seeds and all, and then going all the way down to ensuring that we are providing space for industry and for private sector. And today we'll be looking forward to hearing what it is they have for the counties. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor. And Carol, I want to come to you to hear from the private sector. We've seen the presentation by Anthony, what the potential is. The private sector is therefore aligned with the entire vision that the president has. But then what is it that you need done so that you can get on ground and start doing